So we're going to do the tacking stitch, and I'm going to show you how to do it without making a knot in your thread. So we have our Gutermann sewing thread, which is the skinny thread. We have a length of it, we have a short tail, which you can see hanging down, and we have our long tail. And usually you would tie a massive knot at the bottom of that long tail so it doesn't come through your fabric. But I'm going to show you a trick that you don't need to tie a knot for. So all you do is, again, if you're right-handed, you're going to start on the right-hand side and you're going to work towards the left. So you go in at 3 o'clock and out at 12, and you're going to pull it through, but you're going to make sure that you leave a tail at the end. So see how my tail now is getting shorter and shorter. I'm going to leave quite a long tail. So as you can see, I've left it and it's about 2 inches long. Okay. Then you do what's called a back stitch. So you go in where you last went in and out where you last came out. So the exact same stitch again we're going to do. So in where we last went in, out where we last came out, and pull through your needle. And that's your back stitch. So you can see there my tail has gotten a little bit shorter, but you can always pull it back. So don't pull it too fast or else your tail might disappear. So you can see now slightly that I have a little back stitch right here. And if I pull it, you can see that my tail doesn't disappear. Okay, so that's your back stitch. From there on, to do the rest of your tacking stitch sample, you basically, I always say go a centimetre. Always do your stitch samples using centimetre measurements. So go a centimetre away from where you last went out. So you last come out here, and I'm going to go a centimetre away, and I'm going to stick your needle in, and you're going to stick it out 1 centimetre across. So in at 3 o'clock and out at 9, and then you're going to pull it through. And there you have it. So because you did a back stitch to begin with, you have a stitch here and you also have a stitch right beside it. But because we came across a centimetre, we have no stitch in the middle. But if we turn it around, this is what it will look like at the back. You will actually have 2 lines of thread there because you did a back stitch and there's 2 stitches. You will have a space and 1 thread, and it's going to continue that way until the very end. So come across 1 centimetre, pull it through, across 1 centimetre, pull it through, and then I'm going to finish this one as my last stitch. Okay, so I'm going to hold it there, and then to finish it off, we're not tying knots, we do a back stitch. So remember what we did with this first one up here. Go in where you last went in. So I'm not sure if you can see that. You can see it there. That's where I last went in with my needle. So I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm going to come out where I last came out, which is over here. Pull that through, and always pull the needle where it meets the thread so that it doesn't unravel on you, and pull it through, and then you can pull it and cut it off, and that is your tacking stitch sample done. If you turn it around, you will see more clearly because the line on the front of it makes it very unclear. So I have 2 stitches here because I did a back stitch at the start. I've 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, and then at the end I also have 2 stitches because I did a back stitch at the front and the back of my line. And that's your tacking stitch done. The tacking stitch is a temporary stitch. It will be ripped out, so it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to do its function of holding one piece onto another. And I have another video for that.